told you, man, we took flight, ain't no coming down.
Yeah.
Let's get money. Yeah. Let's do it. Y'all better be ready, man.
Yep. Major Key Podcast, Season 3, Episode 17. Back in the building. This is the last episode of the season. And we got TiEL in the building. What's up, bro?
Hi, Lid. I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem.
Shout outs to Top Class Beat Radio and everybody listening at home.
Absolutely, man. We are here, man. Oh, man. This episode was in the making. What a way to close out the season, man, with my homie TiEL, my co-host on the Border Pass Morning Show. Official, man. And we've been talking about this episode for a while. And it's a great way to close out the season for everybody out there. Shouts to everybody that tuned into the whole season and watched everybody that we had up here, man. It's been a blast, you know, but we had to close it out with a bang. And the connection that you and I have is Joey Cuts. Tragically, we lost Joey Cuts this year, man. And this is the first time on camera that you and I get to talk about this. Besides our show that we do, the Border Pass Morning Show, but this is a little more personal. We're gonna get, you know, a little bit of tap in and get a little bit of history as far as you know, what you've done in your life and what you're doing now. And we're gonna start it off with talking about Joey Cuts a little bit. You know, let the people know how you and Joey met. You know, your relationship with Joey and where you guys took it to before he tragically passed away.
Absolutely. Joel Martinez, man. I remember meeting you back in high school. There's another gentleman in this building here that actually helped introduce us into him. And the first time I met him, I don't remember. We were young and dumb, you know. So, man, oh man. But the second time that I met him, he was just there to have our backs. He had never met me. He had never met anybody, my other friends that we were with. And he just was there. He showed up. He was in his car and... said, "Hey, what's up? I'm Joel." I said, "I'm TiEL," and from there was it. He came out with his nice little tools. He was ready. He was ready to back up.
Oh, it was one of those situations. I got you. I know where you're going with this.
Because you already know, like, what he was infamous for, you know. I saw that, and same thing. I was like, I'm glad the man's on my side, you know. I'm glad that he's there, and definitely great. And then from there, it was always learning from him, learning from each other. Even though you don't think you're teaching somebody something, your actions show everything. Yeah. You know, when I would see from him would be just dealings. Like the way he moved his business. He always had his chalkboard or his whiteboard, written everything down.
Charts.
You know. Just
chart for everything.
Just things of what's going on in his life. But it's good because it's a reminder. Because of things like that is the reason I put notes in my phone now. Yeah. Reminders, alarms. Because without those, I'm gonna be lost, man. There's a lot of things that go on in the head, a lot of things that go on in the mind, and to have something to keep a track of it is a beautiful thing. And then business in general, you know.
Joey was about his business, man. Yeah. That's one thing you can never not say about Joey. He was about his business. You can't say he wasn't.
And a fair man at that. That's the part that I think.
He gave you deals and everything, bro.
Yeah, that's the part that I think is growing best or showing best from it, is because if you're going to do your business, make sure you charge a fair price. Yeah. I mean, after all, it's business. It's a business. Unless you're doing some non-profit organization or something like that, your business is business. You got to get yours out of it, because ultimately that's how you get ahead and get better and how you could help others.
Right, yeah.
You know? So he explained that at a cost basis thing, like this would be my cost, but I can't give it to you at my cost because there's my time factored into this. Right. You know, I would love to, but there's just, you got to be compensated for your time somehow. Yeah. You know, and in this world, in this time right now, it's money, it's fortune. It's unfortunate that it's just green paper backings, you know. Yeah, man. And well, you take it, and instead of fighting it, I accepted it, and that's what it is, you know? So you just learn that, you take it into yourself, you evolve it into something else that's your own. Right. And then you try to present it better, if not the same, because sometimes what you learn right away is the best way, but you may try to alter it. You may try to make it your own, and you may make it better, or you may not. But that's the beauty of life, is that it's yours. It's your decision.
Right.
Ultimately, you know.
It's your journey.
Yeah. It's everybody has their own. So
man.
that's more what I was learning from him, and also just when happiness came to you, you could see that he genuinely also became happy as
bro.
well.
He was happy for you.
Yeah. That
genuinely.
Was, yes.
Genuinely. Yeah.
That was the great thing. And sometimes it's a great you bastard, that's great, you know, like
you bitch ass.
Oh yeah, you know?
Say bitch ass.
Yeah, you
Stop
know?
acting like a bitch ass.
Like, and then always like
This ain't radio. We can curse.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
This is different.
So that was the beauty of
man,
it, you know.
Joel.
But like, and in my head too, because I love to curse. I love to curse all the time, and sometimes you just show it emotionally. It's the best way to do it. Like, oh, that's my shit right there. I love it. You know, like just little expressions like that would go on. So those were also just good things. And then from what I think I showed him as well too was just small little treasures that I'm able to find in the world. You know, like whatever's presented to me, whatever is shown to me. For some reason, I have a way to look at it positively.
Right.
Like, or give the benefit of the doubt, or understand where or what it's coming from, or who or where you're coming from, kind of thing as well too. So hopefully that's what I try to bring into the others and try to show them, like, you know, sometimes when things happen to you, try to look at it in a different perspective than what you're presenting it to me.
Right.
You know, although what you may be looking at it is how you're looking at it is correct. Let me present you with a different option just so that you know what you're thinking is correct or not for you.
Yeah.
Because I could say something and it could just negate everything that you were thinking. You know, and you're like, holy snap, this snaps me into something like that.
Right.
Or I could say something and it's completely way off of what you were thinking, or it doesn't even make sense to you. But I was trying to show you a different perspective of things.
A different way.
Yeah, just a different light that now it reinforced it that, you know, this is my way. You saying to yourself, this is my way. You know, what this guy here just said to me, it's not going to work out for me. I appreciate that he brought it up for me.
Yeah.
It gave me a different perspective, and now I know it's not that, but it is this.
Right. Did you go to school with Joey?
No, I didn't go to school.
I was going to say, how was he in school? Because I never got a chance to go to school.
I didn't go to either, too. I was in Catholic school, like, since first grade as well, too.
What school is that?
Star of the Sea, bro.
Oh, you went to Star of the Sea? That's right with Oso Blanco.
Yeah,
that's right. Blanco. That's where you guys met, right? That's where you guys met. We got Oso Blanco in the background, by the way.
Yeah, he's over there.
Oso Blanco.
Seriously, yo, you don't understand. Oso and I let's go way too far back.
Yeah.
We go way too far back. It's crazy. It's really absurd. Like,
I don't know why I didn't see you around those times, because I did my communion there at the Star of the Sea. I did my confirmation. I was like an altar boy, all types of stuff over there.
Also, it's 2 years above my grade.
Okay.
You know, so I think had to do a big factor with it as well, because in that time, if you're in 8th grade, I'm in 6th grade. That's two different worlds.
Yeah, that's a
whole different, you know, it's a whole different ballgame from there.
Yeah.
You know, so we would only see each other at school, and I could remember seeing him in like the hallways when we're all lining up to go to the bathroom, because he would go classroom at a time. Or when I would be sent outside, that hallway is small. I would be right here, and there's also like outside of his hallway of his classroom, because he got in trouble too, kind of thing. Right? So you would be out there, and then they would send Sister Seamus out, the principal, and you would hear her coming, and you would pretend that you had to go to the bathroom. That's why you're in the hallway, kind of thing like that. So it's just crazy little times.
A lot of memories, man.
Yeah,
a lot of memories.
A lot of little.
What's one of your fond memories of with Joey Cuts? One of the great things that you guys have been through, besides, you know, almost taking somebody off the mat. Besides that,
for me,
you said you gave me the clean version.
Yeah, that's definitely the best way to put it.
What's another fond memory of with Joey as an adult?
Well, there was always so Joel lived with us at one point.
Okay.
He was living underneath of us, and we were always a quiet group, real quiet lot. But this one time, we just decided to have people over. Mm-hmm. And we told Joey about it, but he's like, oh, you know, I'm having somebody over. I really don't want to go upstairs or do anything too much. So But he didn't mention to us that he was trying to spend
Was
some
that the
private
house
time
in
with
Ventnor?
them. Yeah, the house in Ventnor.
On Richards? Was it Richards?
No, on Baton Rouge.
Okay. That was a different house then.
Yeah.
Because he had a whole house at one point. He was the landlord pretty much.
Oh, but he was yeah, that was high school times.
Yeah.
I'm talking about after graduation,
Okay.
after those times. Like he was with my.
Nah, I'm
family
talking about
and-
after high school. I think that was on Richards. But anyway, go ahead.
It was
go
by
ahead.
the pharmacy, right?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
one.
no,
Yeah, yeah.
That
That
to
was
me
lit.
was high school, end of high school. I remember
okay.
going there,
All right.
going to that place. But this is a little bit more recently, actually, even before he was getting married as well. But he was
Okay.
there staying with us for a little bit of a good time.
Yeah.
We had people over, and we're usually quiet, but oh man, we had drinks going on, and then we were
It was
actually
crazy.
making a ruckus, making noise.
Yeah.
And he's underneath of us, where his place, his apartment is staying underneath of us, and we just hear like banging, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And we're not thinking anything of it at all or anything like that. We're just like, what's going on? And then, so Joel was the one making the noise, but we didn't know. We were having a great time in there, actually.
Yeah.
It was just drinking, beer pong. It was just
Yeah.
dumb things that we were having to do. And then he knocked a couple more times, but at the end of it, he didn't come up or say anything, which is totally out of his character. Because, he's the one that he wants
He's
to
the
fight. He
first
likes,
one.
he likes the things done
Yeah.
his way. The next day is when I heard everything. He told me everything. And all I could do was just, like, apologize and feel bad for the whole time. And he's like, it's fine. All right, man. I didn't like her anyway. You know what I mean? But the whole thing was that, like, he came, he said his piece, he said everything was going, but he's like, but at the end of it, it's fine because I didn't like her anyway. I was just, I had to get my respects for it. I was like, I completely understand. I'm sorry. I apologize. But that was it though, like, cause I'm like really feeling bad. My heart's pounding. I'm
He
like,
didn't
man,
care.
yeah. And he was like, but he still had to say something so that for the next time, like, hey, the next time be more considerate. Or what we said is we'll move to the party to the other side of the house, cause my parents' house is big, man. They had a big old place, so we could have just went to the other one.
Your family has a business or multiple, right? Multiple businesses.
Yeah.
Why haven't I want to ask you this? I've been wanting to ask you this for a long time. Why didn't you get into the family business? Your family has a restaurant, and they have other businesses as well. Why did you take your own venture and your own road into doing your own thing and eventually being a businessman yourself, but not what your family was into?
It's more on the degree of like trying to spread your own wings, trying to make sure that you can do your own thing without being helped. But ultimately, I was always helped by her, by my mom, by my dad.
Yeah.
That's always going to be the way. But for me, what I didn't like, though, was that they were in the business all the time. Like, we're 7 kids, right? They hired babysitters or live-in babysitters with us to help raise us and take care of us.
They were doing their business.
Yeah. And then it was a lot of being raised by the nuns, being raised by the priest, being raised by our karate instructor, being raised by our jiu-jitsu instructors. But all these things that, like, she brought into our life was because she worked so hard for it.
Right.
How are 7 kids going to go to Catholic school?
Yeah.
How are 7 kids going to go to Catholic school and karate
Bro.
school?
That's expensive.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then not just that, she also sent us to Holy Spirit High School.
Oh, you went to Holy Spirit too? Damn.
All of us, So like
Wow.
all that educated me in my life
Yeah.
was done because this woman and this man sacrificed so much.
Right.
But then you know how we as humans are, we kind of want it all. Like I was more like I wanted to see them there too. I wanted to have them at my wrestling matches.
Yeah.
I wanted to have them at some track meets, which they did come.
Yeah.
But not to all of them.
Right.
Kind of thing. But again, it was understood because they had to work. They had to do what they had to do to get us where we were. Because I mean, even for lunch, she would give us $5 every single one of us for lunch a day. And then at one time there was 4 of us going there. So that's $20 a day.
A day. Yeah.
A day for how many weeks of school? Is there 40 weeks or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, man.
That
what adds up.
Oh man, real quick.
And then she's got to spend money on her lunch or spend money on her day.
Still get food at the table for when we go home because we're gonna be hungry.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's just crazy like that. You know, so seeing that, right, was that I was like, I want to own/run my own business, but I want to do it like, I want to be able to go home and like spend time with my parents, with my brothers, with my sister. I want to find something like that, you know. And then at first it was just I did actually was in the restaurant. I started as a busboy, server, managing it. And actually the restaurant that we have now, my parents were in Mexico when it was being opened up.
Okay.
They were taking care of things over there. And for the good half a year, I was the one here helping to set it up. And I actually got it open and going.
Right.
And I enjoyed it very much. I did enjoy running the business and doing all that. But again, the parents come home and they got to run it their way.
Right.
They're going to do it their way, which is understandable because they run a restaurant
for so long.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, all right, I will still be here to help whenever you need me. I'm a phone call away. Whatever shift needs to be picked up, call me. I'm coming here. I'll be there. But I started to work in a corporate job or the corporate world, which is really just to get like a paycheck put into it,
right?
Or start to get my credit build up, or you know, doing what the world's telling you you're supposed to do.
Thing.
You know.
I get it. Yeah.
So at first it was just I went into Subway, I went into which was good, but that's where I started to notice the change in people that you can do by me just simply making your lunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like somebody who takes the time to clean your knife out every single time to make sure everything is clean sheet, or like ask you the simple questions are like, do you like mayonnaise or mustard first? Like, what's your combination? What's the way that you like your sandwich? Like some people wanted the mayonnaise on the lettuce, kind of stuff like that.
Oh,
some people wanted but whatever. You know, you're the one eating your food. Like, I'll prepare it however you want. And then people will come in, and it was funny. I was like, well, what kind of sandwich are you feeling like today? Turkey. I'm like, all right. I know how to make it for you, how you want it. You know, I'm going to toast the bread first, then put all the ingredients on. You know, like just that kind of service, that kind of gratitude from people was far more than what I was getting like on the paycheck, because I was probably getting like $8 an hour, $8.50, some ridiculous.
Back then that was like minimum wage though.
Yeah.
Now minimum wage is higher than that.
It's going to be 14.
Damn.
January 1st.
Yeah.
And then by next year it's going to be raised to $15 an hour.
Okay.
So, but for a long time it was
about
$12 an hour for a while.
Well, back then it was close to that though.
Yeah.
I remember high school. I think minimum wage was like $7.
Yeah, I think federally it's $7.25.
Yeah.
Like in the United States, you get paid $7.25, but each state has different
laws. Different wages.
Yeah, different wages on there.
Yeah. So at that point, you was learning the service industry and learning, you know, pretty much how to cater to people and make things for people, you know, and that's what made you feel good in that business.
Yeah,
you know? And then you got into corporate, like retail and things like that.
Well, that was kind of an accident because I went on vacation to Mexico one day. Yeah. One for a holiday. I came back and I just needed quick holiday money, Christmas money.
Yeah.
You know, and then I only really shopped for my sisters and my mom, like, for a couple of years. It was just, those were the only ones I was getting presents for. So I was like, well, why not go into a retail store where that's for females, where I'll get a discount, I'll get paid for it, and boom, quick seasonal hire, and I'm done.
Yeah.
You know? But I messed up because I was good at it. And meaning in that I was
kept you there.
Bro.
They said, forget the season. We need you year round.
I was a stock person, right?
Damn.
And I'm bringing out heels to stock heels on the floor. And I'm a heterosexual male. So, you know, so I love to see a female in heels.
Yeah.
And I was like 21 at the time as well, too. So I was old enough to be going out, partying and everything as well, too. So lady comes in, she's shopping, but she has her friend with her. Her friend's just seated. So I come over and I'm stocking some heels, and then she just makes some conversation with me. And somehow I brought up to her, it was brought up that I'm like, a woman in heels is, oh my gosh, I think one of the sexiest things in the world for me.
Yeah.
You know, because a woman goes in heels, all of a sudden,
they go up.
Butt's lifted, she's taller. Like,
the whole dynamic.
Yeah, everything. So I said that to her, and the lady bought 3 pairs of heels.
Damn, for that?
Just for that comment, that conversation, she's like, okay.
Remind me of the shoe salesman in, what was that, Martin? I think it was Martin.
As long as you didn't say Al Bundy, bro.
It was Al Bundy. It was Al Bundy. I thought it was Martin. But there was a segment with Martin, and it was in a shoe store. Something happened there. But I think I was thinking about Al Bundy. Married with Children. He was a shoe salesman.
I love that show. Yeah, that show's hilarious. Like, shows like that made me realize, like, oh, man, my family's not as bad as I think it is, because it could be like that on TV, man. But
how about that other one that they had, like, a talking, you had to get in the basement, there was, like, a talking rabbit or something like that?
Wasn't that them, but later?
Was it?
Yeah.
It was like a white rabbit.
I'm pretty sure it was that same show, but later on in the season.
Later on in life?
In that show. They introduced.
We had a crazy childhood with them damn shows, bro.
Gosh,
I don't know how we made it.
Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy too. That was much stupid stuff we did because they did it. Mm-hmm. All right, but go.
Speaking of, like, so another thing was American Gladiators, right?
No, that was another one. Yeah.
So for me, I bit into a piece of soap because of mouth guard, bro. Because of the mouth guard that the people would have on there. I'm like, oh, it's like a pink color, blue. I'm like, oh, look at this piece of soap. Yeah. It's exactly the same color as what the Gladiator. And I learned not to do that again
nowadays, right? We talk about these kids nowadays, the things they do.
Well, what's that?
We were worse.
Well, that's the thing. I remember the things that I did as a kid. So when kids do things, or I've seen other people do things, I'm like, well, I guess they just haven't been taught better, or they haven't been showed yet, you know. But there's like, I mean, I could have killed myself, like if it was the wrong piece of soap or the wrong piece of whatever thing, you know, whatever chemicals were put in and stuff back then.
So when she bought the 3 pairs of heels, that's when you knew you had something. You like,
well, my manager was like, yeah, what are we doing putting you in the stock? You have to be out here on the sales floor.
Like a salesman.
Yeah, because that lady's been coming with my client, and my client's been shopping with me for like 5 years. That lady's never bought anything in this damn store.
Oh, damn.
Like, all of a sudden, the first time she meets you, you saw her 3 heels. Like, there's something there. Like, we got to show you. And then, so in that place, I went from working as a stock boy hourly into some hourly with a bonus of how much you sell a week. And
commission and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was so little. It was such a joke that I was like, for me, I was like, you know what? I'm still going to concentrate on helping people and just giving them the service like that, like making them feel well about themselves or great about themselves, because whatever sales I get at the end of it, the money's really not that great. It's not really doing it for me, and I was fortunate that I was living with my parents. You know, I didn't have to give them the crazy amount of rent that I would have been giving them anywhere else, but I was able to save up with them.
Right.
You know, so they always still were giving me that, even though I wasn't really directly under them.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So from there, I was promoted within like a couple months as like the night shift manager and sales lead as well too, because I was doing very well. But I was always still learning how to give compliments to women without being like overbearing or thinking that like, I'm trying to
sexual harassment,
or something like that.
Harass them, getting in trouble.
Kind of thing like that, you know.
At work.
But also there was also times where like a woman would come in and she wouldn't shop in the store because a male was in that place. So I would have to take my break and go somewhere.
Damn.
And the second time it happened, I took it personal. Thinking like, you know, what's her deal? And then I found out what her deal was. Yeah. That she was sexually assaulted by a male, like, people. Not just one. Like, it was really bad.
So she needed her space. She needed her female space.
She just felt weird around male attention like that. And I was the first male at that store hired ever. Yeah. So she was used to going there because it was an all-female crew. And she wouldn't... So when I found out after the second time, I was like, holy smokes. Like, here I am thinking...
It's you. You took it personally.
You know, when it really, she has nothing against me.
Right.
You know? So I completely understood. And then by the time I had left, that lady was okay with me just stalking the floor. You know, little by little, she was kind of working over her own little insecurity as well, too, and being fine with it. I didn't have to take my break every time she came in. Yeah. You know, but again, a quick hi. Hello. Not even, actually, I would just grunt because I didn't even want like a male voice frequency to activate or anything like that, you know. But this lady shopped well. She did great, and then she would leave happy from this place.
Yeah.
So who was I to destroy that happiness if, after all, I'm just an employee?
Right.
You know, so that's more along the lines of like, that's when I started to like want to understand people even more. You know, not really jump so much to a conclusion that I think is in my head. Like, oh, she's just being like this because of what? No, like really try to understand where people are coming from, why people do what they do, and understand that it's not always against you. It's just what they're trying to do for themselves to better themselves, kind of thing.
Or protect themselves.
Yeah, or protect themselves as well too.
So you kept going after that. You got into the, you kept staying in the retail industry, you know, and then fast forward a little bit, you know, you became a manager later on.
Yeah, I worked with I went from there. So that company had me as a manager, had me doing all these things, and there was another company that, as a sales associate, I was going to make more money with them. So I just took that.
Okay.
Right, because it was more money, less responsibilities. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And then from there, I'm working at this place. I helped some woman that came in buy more clothing, and then she's like, you know what, you should work for my company because we pay commission, and we're going to give you money for everything that you sell. Jumped into that, part-time salesperson, making more money than the full-time people because I wasn't worried about the money. I wasn't used to getting paid for everything that I sold. I was just used to giving this service.
Yeah.
You know?
I get it.
And then all of a sudden, like, it was a franchise at the time. The owners of this place would come down and they would see that, like, a lot of the sales were happening because I'm simply greeting people, saying hi to them, making them laugh in the place. I'm not even trying to sell them anything. Yeah. We're just having conversations, like I'm talking to my brother. And they promoted me as well, too. Then corporate came in. They saw my numbers, and they were like, "Oh, you're doing good as a full timer." I'm like, "Whoa, cut it back." I'm like, "I'm not a full timer. I'm a part timer." Those figures are from me working less than 30 hours a week. And they're like, "What?" They're like, "See, we thought you were a full timer, and these are good numbers, but as a part timer, this is extraordinary.
Yeah.
We definitely want you to show others what to do, how to sell like this." And in there, I was able to show people how to sell, what service I gave them.
Right.
But I didn't know managerial skills at all. So
I
was more like, and that was like the time management, like looking at reports, looking at P&Ls, looking at those kind of things, which I learned over time too. Yeah. You know, all that can be shown.
From doing it. Yeah. You know, learn that. Yeah.
So then I managed people. I became a manager with this company, and I've been managing now for 7 years at the store that I'm at.
Nice.
And I've had the same crew for almost 6 years now.
Nice. Yeah.
You know, so
they must like you.
Something. You know, I mean, because we don't pay the best, but I try my hardest to make sure that they get covered in everything they need, all the support that they have. I show them everything that I can. And mostly I try to be that person in between that keeps them in line, but also lets them do them, because we're all people. We all want to be seen as equals. And, you know, after a while, like right now, customers come in and think I'm the stock person, think that I'm back to being that guy because I'm the one on my hands and knees getting everything for them, moving things for them, like cleaning the drawers. I'm on my hands and knees with the scrub, just cleaning up stuff like that. Like I'm the one tying people's shoes.
Show that you're above. Like,
no, nobody really thinks that. And then they're like, "Well, let me see your manager." And then all the associates will be like, "He's the manager," and they're like, "What? No way!" Yeah. And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so, some fool put me there." You know, so like, but. And I say that fool, though, because, like, even that, though, my perception on the word fool is the William Shakespeare fool. In the William Shakespeare plays, the fool was the wisest. Right. The fool was the one telling the king what it really was, but everybody didn't listen to the fool because he's a fool and he doesn't know better. But in the end of things, the fool is the one that...
the smart one.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he can make joke of things because he understands it. Yeah. You know what I mean? He can make light of events because... he understands how heavy it really is. Right. So now having working people under you is great. Now the thing that I love about this job now, though, is, or how my position is now, is that I don't have to worry about paying the bills. I don't have to worry about taking insurance. I don't have to worry about tax things. I don't have to worry about any of that big overall things. What my job is to manage people. And that's the thing I believe in the most in this world.
Right.
Is people. I believe in people. I believe the great things that people can do if we all have the same mindset, or if we all have a common goal, which is to better each other.
Right.
Kind of thing. So that's really what my whole thing has been, is to just customer service.
Yeah.
You can ultimately, quote unquote, run people by showing them what kind of service everybody deserves. You know, like managing your manager, kind of thing like that. You know, if you want your manager to give you certain days off or certain shifts, you come in early on certain days, or you show that you can come in earlier on certain shifts.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
Work ethic and responsibility. Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So that's more where I was always thinking of, like, what's my combination going to be where I can run a business and do things, but I still want to go home at a certain time. I still want to be able to relax. I want to be able to play video games, you know, for like a good hour, 2 hours, and not have to worry about that thing. Because if I completely ran and owned that business, that hour or two that I have at home is now looking at other things into the aspect of that business.
Right.
So I was able to find a nice niche for me where I feel like a business owner. I feel like an entrepreneur because the company gives me that kind of leeway.
Yeah.
But I don't have the stress. I don't have the gray hairs, or even like the age thing that I would be, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not making brain surgery. I'm
not stressing yourself out.
Yeah, you know,
you got to balance your time, man.
I'm ultimately just showing you how to dress, selling you clothing, kind of thing like that. But also in that aspect, it's the situation that, or the scenario that I'm in. Like, my store is in a casino, you know. So before anything, I have to get you out of that slump of that you just lost X amount.
Yeah, lost a lot of money.
You know, so
and you got to come in and spend some more.
So
well, hopefully you get them before they go out there and spend that money.
Well, the smart ones come in before they go out there, but you know, like, you can't say that to them directly either, because then they'll say, "Oh, you're the one giving me the bad luck. You're the one that I didn't win because when ultimately, no, you didn't win because the house has the advantage. That's real. Right. You know, they're gonna win more than likely in the long run."
Let's touch a little bit on your business too, because you have a business that you are opening up real soon. We don't got to get too much in depth, but you know, you're an entrepreneur. You're doing things on your own. You come from a family of entrepreneurs, you know, but you decided to venture off and start your own thing. You know, which you're coming out with real soon. You know, if you want to touch on it a little bit, slightly let the people know.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just as I said, you still want to grow. You want to go to the next level. And what's that next level for me? At this point in my life, I decided that it is, to have my own business, to actually be the one paying the bills and start getting those gray hairs, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because I have liked it and I've gotten used to it, and it's a nice, comfortable pattern for me. But at the same time, I want to add something else into it to get me nice and challenged, because you don't want to stay too comfortable for too long. It is nice. It's cozy. But now it's about, I'll just say it's about growing. You know, I talk about growing ourselves, but now it's the type of business that I want to show is something where we could grow plants, we could grow our food, we could grow. Imagine having the power of, like, going into a certain room in your house and getting the food that you can't no longer buy at the store because of inflation, kind of stuff like that, you know. To grow certain things like that, to have your own source of food would be a way of growing, helping a person grow to be the next level, because now you're taking care of something else. You're growing something else. And
you're nurturing it.
Yeah.
That's good.
And you're seeing how it's going to grow organically. And that's the way that I have lived my life as well, too, is I try to grow everything slow and organically. Like, I'm not trying to rush into it. I'm about to be 36. And by my standards, they say I should have this and that and that and the third, but that's the thing. It's my life, you know, and I love the point where I'm at. I love where I'm
living your own journey, like you were saying earlier.
You know, and that's really what it comes down to, because, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm not the richest guy in the world, but overall, everybody in this planet is closer to being poor than we are being rich.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So
That's true.
So putting that into perspective, I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm gonna be fine with this, but I'm still gonna work at it as hard as I can. But ultimately, like, that's the truth that we're in.
Yeah, man.
But I'm not letting it bring me down because, like, I still want to have people around me that are still happy, have people around me that are doing well as well too, and have people around me that, if you're not in the financial situation, at least mentally, we could get you there, because the money will come once we get you in this with this right equation for you, you know. And that right equation for me is to just work at it every day, because my favorite saying is nothing in life gets easier.
Yeah,
it's us. That
you say it a lot on the show, on the Born Past Morning Show,
and I believe it in every aspect, man.
Well, I want to commend you. I want to say, man, you keep doing your thing as an entrepreneur, as a person out here. Customer service is everything, you know, and you seem to have gotten that early on in business. So keep doing your thing. Before we go, I want to say I have a segment on the show that I do called The Key to Success. As I hand you the key, TiEL, my co-host on the Born Past Morning Show. We got it done. This is season 3, episode 17.
Jeez.
What is the key to success? What has been the key to success to you so far?
Every day you work at it. Every second you work at it. Every minute, every hour. You just work at it. What it is, I don't know. But it's it. You work at it. You build it. You nurture it. And eventually, whatever you build is as solid as this key, man. This thing is rock hard, you know? And once you get that foundation in you, it's there to stay. Nothing's gonna knock it down. So work at it and reinforce it at your own time, because it's your journey, it's your life, and always keep a positive attitude with this. You know, the key, you could think of it as locking doors, or you could think of it as opening a door that's locked. You know what I mean? Change your perspective on things. Look at them positively. Try not to keep that negative mindset in you. And again, work at it every day, though. It's hard. It's tough, but you can do it.
Yeah.
You know?
That was the key to success here on Major Key Podcast, Season 3, Episode 17. This is it. This is a wrap. This is the season finale with TiEL, the co-host on the Born Past Morning Show. You can catch us Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6 a.m. Salute to everybody. Salute to everybody that tuned in and supported us this whole season. Everybody supports Top Class Radio, the Born Past Morning Show, PMG LLC, Major Key Podcast, everything we got going on, man. Salute to everybody out there. It's a new year coming, 2023. Make sure you do it big. Don't forget the key to success, man. Very simple, but then again, very complex. You can make it as simple as you want it to be, but it's complex in the sense that you got to work at it. All right? So, TiEL, once again, we got it done, bro.
Thank you,
This
baby.
is it. And we got one thing in common. That was Joey Cuts, man. Joey Cuts, we love you. Man, oh, man. This season right here, I was able to have Oso Blanco and you on here, man. And this is close to the heart for me, man. Joey, we love you. We miss you. And we'll see you again one day. All right? Season 3, episode 17. It's a wrap. Season 3 is done, baby.
So let's go.
Yeah.
I told you, man, we took flight, ain't no coming down.
Yeah.
Let's get money. Yeah.